A 250-pound gym bro picked a fight with me to impress a girl, not knowing I was a Taekwondo black belt. At 5'7" and 140 pounds, I wasn't exactly the most intimidating. Drunk guys at bars always picked me when they wanted to look tough in front of women. So when I saw this 6'2" gym bro marching over to where I was chatting with a pretty brunette, I already knew how this would go. He wedged himself between us, his massive frame completely blocking me out. Didn't even look at me, just turned his broad back like I was furniture. "Let me get you a real drink, beautiful," he said, flagging down the bartender. "Not whatever this little guy was boring you with." She glanced around his shoulder at me, clearly uncomfortable. "Actually, we were just, trust me," he cut her off, placing a protective hand on the bar in front of her, creating a wall. "You need someone who can actually take care of you." He ordered her a martini without asking, then finally acknowledged my existence with a dismissive glance. "You can go now, buddy." When I didn't move, he shifted his weight, using his size to push me further down the bar. The edge of the counter dug into my ribs. Still, I stayed put, sipping my beer. He'd expected me to scurry away by now. He turned to me fully for the first time, looking me up and down with theatrical disgust, asked if I was deaf or something. When I calmly said I was just finishing my drink, his hand shot out and swiped my glasses off my face. They clattered across the bar. Everything went blurry. He made jokes about me not being able to see up to his height, told the girl maybe that's why I hadn't gotten the hint. I stayed still, breathing normally. 10 years of training had taught me the most important lesson. Real fighters don't fight in bars. Too much liability, too much to lose. My instructor certification, my gym, potential lawsuits, all gone over some drunk idiot. I reached for my glasses with measured movements. He slid them further away with one finger, told me to leave them. I walked around him to retrieve them, keeping everything neutral. When I sat back down with my glasses, he spun around to face the entire bar and announced loudly that we had a creeper situation. His voice boomed over the music as he pointed at me with his beer bottle, claiming I'd been bothering this nice lady for an hour. The brunette tried to protest, but he interrupted, putting a possessive hand on her shoulder that made her flinch. Told everyone not to worry, he had it handled. His buddies at a corner table started laughing and shouting. Someone asked if I was in middle school. He grinned and turned to the bartender, suggesting I should be carded again because I looked about 12. The brunette pulled away from his hand, but he kept talking over her, telling her she didn't have to be polite anymore. Half the bar was watching now, some people whispering, shooting me suspicious looks. My reputation at this place, where I'd been a regular for 2 years, was being destroyed in real time. Then he decided to demonstrate my weakness. He grabbed my wrist suddenly, holding it up for the bar to see while comparing it to his 12-year-old nephew's arms. I didn't resist, keeping my breathing steady as he squeezed harder, his thumb pressing into the pressure point. He yanked me off the bar stool effortlessly, spinning me around to show the girl what would happen if real danger showed up, then shoved me back against the bar. Not hard enough to be considered assault, but enough to make his point. The edge dug into my spine. He stood there waiting, telling me to push back, show her I was a real man. I stayed relaxed, hands at my sides, no aggressive stance, nothing that could justify what he wanted to do. His face darkened at my non-reaction, called me pathetic. He turned to the girl, explaining this was why she needed someone like him around, painted scenarios of what could happen with me just standing there doing nothing if he was actually dangerous. The brunette stood up, said she was leaving. He grabbed her wrist immediately, insisting he'd walk her to her car because the streets weren't safe. Her voice was firm, but I could hear the fear underneath when she told him to let go. He tightened his grip slightly, still smiling, saying he was just trying to help. She tried to pull away, but he held firm, told her to relax, he was just being a gentleman. His grip tightened enough to make her gasp. She was getting genuinely scared now, panic in her voice as she pushed against his chest with her free hand. That's when something shifted in his eyes. The drunk bravado turned into something uglier. He yanked her against him with real force, dismissing her protests as being dramatic. She cried out, twisting hard to break free. He grabbed her other wrist too, holding both while looking at me with cruel satisfaction. Made his final point about what happens when weak little boys can't protect anyone. I moved. Breaking his grip on her wrists took a simple redirection technique. "Walk away," I said. He shoved me hard. I let the momentum take me back, but didn't fall. The brunette scrambled behind the bar. The bartender was already on the phone, probably calling security. He charged at me like a bull, throwing a wild haymaker. I slipped left, his fist hitting nothing but air. He stumbled forward from his own momentum, then spun around with another huge swing. I ducked under it, pivoted behind him. He whirled again, throwing punch after punch. Each one missed by inches as I weaved, slipped, redirected. His breathing got heavy. Sweat darkened his tank top. The crowd had formed a circle, recording with phones. He was exhausted, confused, demanding I stop dancing and fight. Full story on channel linked below.